So Rahul, I think you've got perhaps the most exciting, what I could term futuristic business model. And yet there's a question in all our minds as to how does this even apply to me? So why don't you talk a little bit about your business?
I wasn't this relevant pre-September, October last year. It was only Mark Zuckerberg who did it. When he said, I'm going to change my company's name to Meta. But I've been in this business for 2.5, 3 years. Metaverses are present. And 250 million people, this is a number, official number, 250 million people often visit metaverses with over 40 to 50 million users a month going and doing something on the metaverse. Business metaverses are different.
So why don't you define, first of all, sorry, just very basic question. What is a metaverse?
Yeah, I'm just doing that. Metaverse, metaverses are two types of metaverses, are defined. One is a business to business metaverse, and one could be a more gamified business to consumer or a consumer, centric metaverses experience. Human civilization, us as civilization, we have always grown. We used to live in shacks, पुराने घर झोपड़ी थी पहले. Then उसके थोड़े दिन के बाद में we made a little better houses. Then धीरे-धीरे apartments, luxury apartments. Similar thing has happened with us with the cars we drive. And similar things happen also when we buy stuff. When we buy from brands, right? Whether we buy Relove or we buy directly. But we have elevated, experiences as a human. Similarly, since 2000, we have also elevated our visual experience. For an example, when you spoke about the system, that was a visually 2D system, and this didn't have much of an images and things like that. But over a period of time, the software systems allowed people to upload images. Thirdly, the software systems allow us to upload 3D images. And hence, we are able to today, most of you would be using merchandising systems where you can upload a 3D model and, tilt around and diagonally or whatever and see the whole, product. In social media, also similar thing happened. We were in the textual world, writing websites. Then we went on to uploading information about us, tagging each other, pictures. And the final thing is TikTok, selfie lekar with some Ghana and something. So people have been connecting like this. Metaverses allow us to do and experience things in a 3D format, which means you're able to experience yourself in a 3D world. It's immersive in nature, we are sitting down here in this hall. So during COVID days, you all have seen the webinars on different 3D platforms where you could just walk in and then you can attend the exhibition. You will have a couple of stalls, Now, metaverses, what they're offering is collaboration. So meaning that you can always create a Lee-Meridian metaverse experience and call 200 people who can interact with each other. Secondly, you can upload your 3D model of the merchandise in this room sort of setup, in this conference room setup. And people can experience that product. With augmented reality, you can also try on that product. So the whole experience has been elevated with the metaverse. You see, the way I approach metaverses in the last few years and the way I've seen them evolving, business to business metaverses have relevance of creating meaningful and reasonable business cases or solutions, whereas metaverses in general is quite gamified in nature,
Yeah, so to me, it sounds very science fiction-y, right? And actually the term metaverse comes from science fiction. I don't know if you are a reader of science fiction. I have been for a long time. It's metaverse is very kind of techie and fantasy land and whatever else, right? I'm let's say, a manufacturer sitting in Panipat. I'm making my own textiles. How does metaverse make any difference to my business?
I know. You see, in IT, we have always tried to, complicate things. Okay. I've been doing it for 22 years. We complicate it too much, like big data. It's very complicating, complicated, to hear Hadoop. We kind of use these terms in IT, which are, not very functionally understandable. We tend to complicate it. I still kind of don't think why a box is called a CPU. It should be just called a computer. The black box, we have a laptop, computer thing, we call it CPU. For some reason, we've done it in IT. I think metaverse also is, going through the same phase. I'll make it simple for you.
Don't forget, I'm a Panipat-based manufacturer of home textiles. Please keep that in mind.
So Panipat-based manufacturer or Kolkata-based here, NCR, all of you have got a store within your facility, where you go hang your products, whether it is upholstery or general manufacturing, clothing and things like that. So you always will have a store, and that store, you're generally updating it with newer designs and newer products. What do you do with that store? You call your clients to come and experience them. Your clients visit and say, "Theek hai, mere ko nayi style dikhao." So you have 3-4 people standing there who will come and, show the 3-4 styles and also communicate kisme kya changes can, how we have sort of made it better. Now, what's happening is, in a metaverse-like spatial, for example, so there's metaverse platform. There's a Facebook, and spatial also is one of those metaverses platform. What you can do is actually create